Hey there, gorgeous gays. Version 2 here with Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Objection! Unfortunately, Sora said objection to Phoenix Wright, and now we don't have Phoenix Wright in Smash. That's happened since last time I did this, but I appreciate the internet's canon that the only reason that Sora was able to get into Smash is because Phoenix Wright was his lawyer. Sorry, we were talking about Sora and Smash before the stream started, and it's just and it's topical, and spiky hair. Anyway, today we are doing Turnabout Samurai. We have lawyers in samurai outfits, or samurais who are lawyers, or defending them. There's always Marvel vs. Capcom. I know, where Phoenix spends half of the time just scraping the floor. If Sora's Makoto, does that mean Riku is Kirigiri? Supply, again, relating to something that we were talking about before. Yes, actually, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because there's no way that Kirigiri is Kairi. Yeah, no, you're actually totally right. You're totally right. Actually, if we're talking about Kingdom Hearts 1, Riku might be Byakuya, actually. He might be Togami instead. Hard to say. Lawyers in suits versus lawyers in samurai armor. Again, there's samurai here. I don't know, is this like the last two cases were just about like deadly murders and stuff like that? And the last case was obviously very emotional and impactful in all of that stuff. In all of that. And then this one is just samurais clashing with swords, and I'm just like, are we about to go above the shark at this point? Is this where we do the sick ollie flip over the shark? Because it's a skating game apparently, as opposed to a surfing game. Probably something great as Tony, but I still haven't gotten to play it. I appreciate your attempt at a reference to a game that you haven't played though, Deku. I do appreciate. I appreciate the hustle to at least attempt the reference. Anyway, Turnabout Samurai, because everything is turnabout. Everything's a turnabout. The pale moon in the sky cries for your blood. What is happening? No, it's you who should guess what is happening. What is happening? Evil magistrate? What? Only the moon knows! Oh, okay, we're watching an anime. The Dark Messenger returns. Okay, we're watching TV. Wright and Co. law officers. Damn. Damn, they renamed it and everything. Poor Maya. Like, Maya's last name is Faye. She's still there. We couldn't keep the sister. I mean, I guess Maya doesn't have a law degree. Because she's, you know, a spirit medium. So I guess that's why. But still, though. Also, we're just gonna spend the rest of forever working in the office that she died in. It's fucked up. Well, every time we look out that window, we're just gonna think, damn, she died here. Damn, Mia died here. That sucks. That rock. Sorry, I'm doing voice acting for this series, aren't I? When Maya gets a law degree, she can name as many officers as she wants. Are you only allowed to name buildings with a law degree? I didn't know about this. Who named my fucking building then? I'm gonna say it, obviously. I don't want to dox myself. Also, I don't remember it, but I know in the front of my apartment complex there's a fucking name for the apartment thing. That's one thing. Okay, random question for people in other countries. When you have apartment buildings, do the apartment buildings have like really pretentious douchey names? Like, on the front of the apartment complex, there's a name that sounds vaguely British and bougie, to like name the apartment complex. Do you have that? Do you have that overseas? Because I thought we didn't have it here, but apparently where I currently live and around me, there's a lot of them. So I'm very confused by that. Maybe that's how it works in Japan, or it's just a game thing. I just took over the building as a... I do think it was probably Maya's idea to say and name it Wright and Co. That would make sense. Some of the buildings are named stuff like that. Okay, like if it's a gigantic skyscraper like apartment complex like that, I get. But like I live in a shitty old crappy 12-unit apartment complex that's just like a rundown piece of shit and doesn't look interesting, and it still has that. Like I get like the giant ones having the names, but mine's just a shitty fucking building and it still has one. That rocked! See you in hell, evil magistrate! Whoa, stop waving that broom around! Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here! Of course I'm here! Was that surreal show you were watching? What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? I'm not a nerd like you. I'm not a nerd like you, Maya. Steel Samurai! He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. How young do you think Phoenix is? Show looks like a very American TV show, if I do say so myself. Can't you see that American kanji on his fan and head? Can't you see that castle in the background that's gonna split into two and have a golden castle rise out of the middle of it in the background? Can't you see that moon from the silver case in a reference to Suda51 and Grasshopper Manufacturer's PS1 visual novel, The Silver Case? If Power Rangers can be American, anything can. Power Rangers is American, it's called The Wonderful 101. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? What the heck are you doing getting all excited? Hey, I'm only 17. Age confirmation on Maya. That's 17, see? I'm a teen, not like you, Nick. You said 10, not teen. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. Age confirmation on Phoenix. I don't like the feeling that I'm older than Phoenix Wright. The name of the setting in the show, Steel Samurai? I haven't said anything else. You can also just shape the core record for profiles and ages. That would make sense. That would make sense and be logical to do. Why would I do that? Then watch it with me. It's really cool and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. Like the actual Steel Samurai or the actor for it. I really worry about kids these days. Hey, Phoenix, give it a couple years and all the kids will want to be YouTubers and bloggers. So don't worry about it. Gramps! Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. We don't close the office when a TV show ends. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time. But no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. law officers. Probably because when they walk in here, they're just going to think about that dead chick that died over there. How am I going to pay the rent this month? Oh, Jesus, Phoenix. We're getting into real shit here. This is set in 2016, technically. So, okay. 2016. How old was my brother in 2016? He was 10. Yeah, he wanted to be a YouTuber when he was 10, so I guess that does actually check out. How's it going? Have you calibrated to the flow of this game? Now, I very much have, yes. Thank you, Christian. Also, welcome to the stream. Also, Tokat. So, I keep getting Tokat and Deku mixed up just because you've both got such similar colored names in my stream elements here. But I've definitely adjusted to the flow of this game. The last stream that we had of this against Red White went perfectly. I didn't make a single mistake. I'm very much understanding what the game wants from me now. It's almost like you play this like it's Phoenix Wright, and you don't play this like it's Danganronpa. It's weird that. It's a really weird concept that I don't know if anyone else has understood, but I'm now picking it up. If it makes you feel better, the game takes place in 2016, so Phoenix is like 29 or 30. Nope, still don't feel better. Imagine 2001 game taking place in 2016 in the far distant future of 1992. I'm literally doing I'm doing a joke that's Glory Hammer, a band, but I'm also now realizing I'm literally doing a joke from Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. That's also literally a joke in Harvey Birdman. When the Jetsons come in. When the Jetsons show up. Fucking, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm an idiot. It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. To be fair, one, how much was Larry able to pay for you? Because I imagine you did that just out of the goodness of your heart. And two, it's not like us who paid each other for the last case that we did. So we've gone like a few months without pay, probably. I mean, maybe, like, I guess Mia was doing a bunch before, so she might be some more stored up, but still. Fun fact, there are accounts that just note when things in Ace Attorney actually happen timeline-wise. Oh, to say, today, this happens. Are those accounts dead now? Or as we go through the games, do they keep... Okay, the most recent Phoenix Wright game, does it still take place in the future? Larry didn't pay us. How dare he? How dare he? I mean, I know we're helping out a friend, but still. Also, sup, Larry Princess. Oh god, no, phones are gonna ring. That means phones are gonna hang up. Fuck. Hello, this is Phoenix. Nick! Maya, what? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai! The Steel Samurai got arrested! Huh? You and the guy on that show? Yes! They're saying that the Steel Samurai killed a villain! This is real life, Maya. What's going on? Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV! Yeah, on TV. No, I mean he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. That's a screenshot. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Very funny, Lee. Very funny. Very funny. I mean the one where you play as Phoenix Wright. Just come to the office quick. Please, Nick. Yeah, beeping sound wasn't as annoying that time. Wright and Co. law officers. If he's like a TV star and everything, why would he not have like a much more high-paid defense attorney and just come to us who have won 2 cases? What on earth is that emote? What is going on there? Meltdown. Like melty blood? I don't know. All I know is that I'm seeing a party going on with that. We haven't caught up to the Father's Ace Attorney IRL. Hey, there we go. There we go. So if I follow that account, it will still be spoilers. Gotcha. Maya's here, watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers hiccups a lot in the middle of talking and it's very unprofessional. And he also plays the lead role in the popular kids show The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Ulti Tokyo. I love this game. Takes place 27 to 28. Wow, we're a while away from it then. Okay, goal. Personal goal. Get to the end of the Phoenix Wright games before they all take place in real life. I don't know how well that will work. My aim is bare minimum 2 games a year for Phoenix Wright. Hopefully, I can do that. I don't know. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. Okay, so we have Will Powers and Jack Hammer. Damn. Damn. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of Will Powers right now. I mean, how on earth could you kill a gay bartender? His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also found stuck through the body. Police... Oh, sorry, I'm doing a news report over, sorry. Police believe this weapon was the murder weapon and investigating further. Yeah, no one in chat understands my very, very clever silver case references. I'm just gonna have to suck it up that there's literally one person who will ever be in chat who will ever understand my silver case references. Best part of it being 2016 is seeing everyone using flip phones and VCRs. That's just nostalgia. That's just nostalgia. People are making flip smartphones now, so it's happening. So I don't know if we're ever going back to VCRs. Except for people who want to watch all the old episodes of Star Trek. That seems to be a VCR thing for some reason. This has to be a joke. No, 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 it's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Maya, someone died. Bring. Oh, yeah, I forgot about your colorful phone. See, she's using a brick. She's old school. Yes, Wright and Co. law officers. What? Nick! It's the Steel Samurai! What? Yes, of course, we'll be right there. Beep. Let's go, Nick! Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So I've decided this will be our first case. My favorite anime might get cancelled. That's worse than murder. Exactly. The importance of things in this universe are anime, then life, then alcohol. That's like, everyone knows that. Okay, Maya, what's going on? What to do? Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. Does she want to investigate this case or just do some sightseeing, I wonder? My money's on sightseeing. So mean, Phoenix. This is your friend that you've known for like a month. Over, you know, that you met over her sister's dead body. That's gonna come up a lot. It's gonna come up a lot. We don't have enough information to make a case yet. We have no information. You don't have a clue what happens. No, we just don't have enough information. Okay. Okay, is there any point in me examining anything? Hotel across the way is always full these days. There's the bellboy happily cleaning the room. Fucking asshole. Been watering. Maya's been watering it so much it looks a little swollen. Either trying to make a girl or she's perfecting her water torture technique. Jesus, Phoenix. Phoenix a bit mean. The room. The fucking room. I'm now just mad. Damn it, I should have done the Tommy Wiseau impression for the bellboy. No, I shouldn't have, because I can't do that impression. Never mind. A poster of an old movie that Mia liked. Thinking I should go see it myself. Then I realized that the poster doesn't actually say the title of the movie. Sometimes description text change depending on the case. I'm very much noticing that now. So we're gonna have to investigate everything in every case, and it's gonna take a long time. And this series is gonna take 70 hours, and I don't apologize. A horrendous amount of legal books here. Phoenix, you're a lawyer. Scary still thought that I have to read all of these now. You have to read them all no matter what. Phoenix, you're a lawyer. Mia's desk. Actually, it's my desk now. Sitting here always makes me feel like a professional. I mean, you've now technically done 2 cases. I guess it's close enough to a professional. Okay, what's in our court record? Just our attorney's badge. Yo! What do you think about this? What about this? You like showing that off, don't you, Nick? My poor ego. Pardon me. Oh my goodness. Alright, down to the detention center where this guard has never left once. Wait, did you know I'm a lawyer? Really, Phoenix? Wow. It's one hell of a person, Jesus. What's wrong, Maya? It's him! In the flesh! Is that guy really him? You didn't expect him to be arrested and staying in costume, did you? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. He's so tall he's off the top of the fucking screen. Showing the badge to everyone is basically canon. Did you know I'm a defense attorney? Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder at least once, maybe twice. Maya, what the fuck? Whoa, what are you saying? He can also hear us. Oh my... Why does my throat hurt so much today? Ah! Yes? Something wrong? Okay, I need people to give me an impression. What type of voice should I do for Will Powers? What type of voice should I do for Will Powers? I think from now on I should just leave the type of voice up to chat and y'all can decide. Because if I keep coming up with them, 90% of the characters are going to seem like the same vague British posh voice that I've done for already about 4 different characters. Damn, Maya, what happened to innocent until proven guilty? We apparently went to Japan. Based on what people have been telling me. Oh god, I'm excited for how many voices I'm gonna have to do today, considering I'm already coughing and I haven't done any. Unprofessional Wolverine. What's a Wolverine voice? A Hugh Jackman voice, so an Australian accent. So really just play up the Australian accent for him. Just go full fucking bogan with it. Got it. You don't have to investigate everything per se. Mainly the ones that are important to the decision is totally up to you. Plus, investigating random stuff does offer... Yeah, oh no, I still have to investigate literally everything. An Australian pretending to be a Canadian. You're asking... You are way overestimating my ability of, like, what level of accents and impressions and voices I can do to think that I can do one pretending to be another. I mean, if you want to be Wolverine, something wrong? I'm just gonna play out the Australian accent. I have made unprofessional Wolverine is bogan Wolverine. No. This is getting off to a great start. I know, you're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh no. Nah, it's okay. She'll be alright. This is the real me. When I got to the part of Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I'd never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know. I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams, eh? I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Ah! God, this series is gonna be unfucking watchable. I love it. I love it. Nick! What? He's a good guy! I mean, he's good! Maya? You're not doing great. Okay. He's such a lovable teddy bear. That's why the bogan accent's gonna work for him. I guess. Yeah. He didn't do it! Okay. Maya has no idea what she's doing at any point. Give me 1 second. I just gotta quickly close this on my ends. Every now and then, when I open up my game capture window, it starts fucking up the sounds. So I'm just gonna reopen my thing so the sound's not fucked up. It never comes through, but it's really fucking annoying for me. It just sounds all poppy and shit. It sounds like the gameplay, like the sound for the game, is being put on a vinyl record and you can hear the pops on a vinyl record. So I'm just gonna quickly do that so I don't hear that anymore. Because that is, annoying as shit. I always laugh at the voice people give Maya. She always sounds a bit derp and blubbery. I mean, I'm just trying to do generic female accent? Yeah, accent. And I'm just really bad at doing a feminine voice, despite, you know, all that shit. Cowardly Lion, I have not seen Wizard of Oz in a long ass time. I'm not gonna do that. Must be how sad the music on Detention Center most of the time is. Person sent to prison for crimes they didn't do. Gotta go hard on the organ. I enjoy it though. Well, I'm glad that it's enjoyable. I don't know how this series is gonna be enjoyable, considering I am probably the worst person to do voices, and I'm doing a series where I'm doing over-the-top voices the entire time. So it's either going to be the best or the worst playthrough of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney that exists online. It's going to be one of the two. What happens? Maybe you can start by telling us what happens. Yeah, of course. Seems like it was only yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down for Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 o'clock that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon, but when 5 came around and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus. It's one hell of a fucking hole the dude has in his chest. Holy shit. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jackhammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yeah, it's a long spear that the Steel Samurai uses as a weapon. The Steel Samurai. maybe you could explain to me just what the Steel Samurai is. Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? I've done 2, you've done 1. Case closed. Nah, it's alright. Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of neo-oldie Tokyo. Nothing better than saying the word Tokyo in the most overblown Australian accent ever. Nothing else feels more wrong than that. Oh god. Oh god, ugh. Fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. I see. Neo-oldie Tokyo. Who comes up with these names? Alright, I don't know, Phoenix, right? Can you believe he doesn't watch anime? Can you believe that this lawyer's not a weeb too? Can you believe he never watched Kamen Rider? Phoenix, are you telling me that you never watched Death Note? I can't believe you. You sicken me. Powers is alibi. How are you meant to pronounce shit that has S apostrophe S? Because I always just overblow it and go z a million times. But I don't know if there's a proper... Do I just say powers? Powers is? I don't know. Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studios at 9 o'clock. We worked through some action scenes till noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. And look at these people just going fucking ham with it, and that one lady in the background is very, very shocked that this is happening. So after lunch, I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder. It's a movie studio set. Surely there's security cameras. It's probably gonna come up and they'll just like deactivate it or something because that feels like it should definitely exist. Some action hero. Phoenix, the dude's been charged with murder. Take it seriously. All the kids think. I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right, Global Studios. I'll draw you on that. Wow, Nick, let's go! A little bit $10 she asked for autographs. God. You want to take a nap? Wow, you terrible person. Maybe I shouldn't defend you. Maybe I shouldn't defend you, person who decided to sleep. Here. I see. Let me guess. This guy wasn't the top student in improv class. Also, just charged with murder! I don't think he's here for your fucking improv routine, Phoenix. Jesus. Hey, security guard. You're a mannequin. He seems frozen in awe of Will Powers. Yeah, frozen in awe of Will Powers. Not at all because Will Powers is a mannequin. Smart for the camera. No clues here. Yeah, there's one clues either, Phoenix. Security cameras in my 2016 studios? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. No. Why would that exist? Alright, everything here. Alright, moving onward to studio, the main gate. October 16, Global Studios, main gate. Hey, we're actually at, this is almost when this takes place in, it is almost October 16th in real life. Just, you know, like, a few years after this took place. I forgot what year we already said this was. I've already forgotten. I think 2016? Yeah, 2016. You literally said it right there. Don't worry, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot and I'm dumb and no one should listen to me. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome! Aren't you excited? Maya, there's been a murder. Why don't I feel like I'm having to constantly remind characters right now that a murder has taken place. Old bag, that is... What are we in? Fucking Yakuza where we judge people by their first appearance for their names until we learn it? What the hell? Also, this is the lady who was in the background, so she's obviously... She's in the background of when they were training before, so she's obviously the murderer. I can't wait for the character that's coming up. I mean, I feel like you could say that about literally any character in this game so far. I feel like just, oh my god, this next character though is going to apply to literally every character in the fucking series. Hey, you there! You want in, you gotta go through me! I'm going for the old lady shopkeep that's in Star Fox Adventures. No, that's too low! I'm hoping I'm getting the character across well. Oh, sorry. We're, lawyers? Are you a lawyer, Maya, or are you just an assistant? Oh, yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security. Make sure it's a voice that won't kill you. Too late. Too late. That one's actually very easy. That one's actually easy. I don't even have to actually try that hard for that one. That's actually one of the more natural ones, because I just got to add a slight vibration to my throat, and that just happens. I'm not actually even doing a voice. I'm just doing my normal thing and just changing how my throat works. I'm not, like, trying to speak differently. It actually just works. And it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out! Gawkers? It's 2016. Hasn't that publication gone under by now? I don't know when that went under. I'm trying to make relevant things. Gawkers, sightseers, terrorists. I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to sniff around. Youths today, something horrible happens. Where's your time? They have jobs you should be doing. All the lawyers don't work like the rest of us. Maybe I should become a lawyer. It sounds like a life for me is just working and live around. Also, I was young when I'm now, and you might praise him because one of the years coming these days, son has a golden. Nick? Will I grow up to be like, please say no? I don't know, it's possible. Nick, what the fuck? Hey, listen when you're being spoken to. Youths today. Them and their fucking iPhones and their, 2016 bands like Panic at the Disco and Kesha and your fucking Elvis Presley shit, you fucking young people. You with your fucking Vines and your Facebooks. Was 2016 when young people were still using Facebook, or was 2016 like after the point where Facebook became exclusively for boomers to be fed lies about white supremacist propaganda? I forget roughly what period of time that took place in. Gorka went under in 2016. Yeah! 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 I kinda got it almost sort of right. Yeah. The studios. So what do you do here at the studios? At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days... No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie. Wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know, with all of their, Marvel movie that came out in 2016, what was it? Iron Man 3, and their, Age of Ultrons, and their Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I have no idea if I'm going to be as accurate on this or not. I don't remember what life was like 5 years ago. Ever since before the before times, my memory has forgotten all of that. With me just being stuck at home for the past year and a half. I'm just stuck in this place now, I can't change it. Fuck. It was thanks to this game that Island Japan hasn't used a jury system since 1943, so the judge passing down sentence is very accurate. Okay, I was actually wondering that. There doesn't seem to be a fucking jury, but there is sure as shit an audience with hands of confetti ready. Japan, you fucked. Japan, you fucked up. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams with their Iron Man 1 and, Batman Begins? I think that was 2005, but still. Marvel was a big star back then, too. You mean you don't have pocket confetti? No. Unfortunately, the only thing in my pockets is, oh, sorry. The opportunity presented itself, and I had to Even if it made no sense. Hammer.
The victim, dummy! The evil magistrate! These introduced are playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. I thought people liked playing villains because it gave them an opportunity to act out more interesting characters. Or something, that's what they usually say when, like, a big actor's made to put into a villain role. That's usually what they say in the interviews. You have to do someone who's more interesting rather than just, I am the hero and I save the day. Ah! What if I just did this voice, like, permanently from now on for all my Let's Plays? Would people be into that? Or is it already grating, despite the fact that we've been speaking to this woman for maybe 5 minutes? Would it be okay if I just did this 3 hours a day, every day, for the next, like, 40 years? People be down for that? Or would I lose subscribers on YouTube even faster than I currently already am?
Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers?
He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why he thought that the Steel Samurai was his big chance.
I think you're underestimating how many people are into the exact type of person that Will Powers is, of just giant hunky dudes covered in hair. I think you're underestimating how many people that is like their exact specific type, old bag.
No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jackhammer.
We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty.
Powers? Of course he's guilty! How do I know? I know everything! That's my job!
She totally did it. She totally did it. Just get a VTuber model and you've got yourself a gimmick account. My VTuber model that I'm gonna get is literally just me but anime. Because I'm coming up with the single stupidest backstory for a VTuber character that you can possibly do. Because the joke is I'm uncreative. Fun fact, shown I think in one of the mangas for this, Gumshoe manually makes the confetti carries in a basket and throws it up. Why is it Gumshoe that's doing it? I feel that's very inappropriate for a detective to do that. Just in 2009, they fully implemented a jury system. They called it but they called lay judges where they aren't separated from the court, and they're in the court and they are there to analyze the evidence with the judge and hear the defense prosecution. It's kind of wild to think about. Damn, court systems are fucked and evil and also bad. I'm learning. What kind of person was Jackhammer?
What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew. He was the best gay bartender the world had ever seen. When you spoke to him, he'd give you the most perfect advice on how to get through the troubles in your life. He once taught me about how to whittle down blocks of wood with a knife. And oh boy, that got me through some of the darkest moments in my life. No one knows what the fuck I'm referencing, because I'm an old woman talking about shit that none of you youths know about. Jackhammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series.
Dude has a big collar. Should I have heard of that?
But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that, reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry.
Japan's jury isn't an actual jury like in America or such, but that's a lot of legal jargon that I don't fully understand. I mean, I want to make it clear when I'm shitting on Japan's legal system right now that I am in no capacity defending the any Western legal system when I do that. I am in no capacity defending any of that. I live in the country with the group of people who are the most incarcerated people on the planet. We're fucking evil here too. Just, you know, it's interesting learning about the different ways that we're all, like, all of our countries and cultures are fucking evil. Gumshoe made it for Edgeworth along with Fireworks, but he hated us. Now he's just doing it for Phoenix to help him out. Now, I can't imagine Edgeworth's a massive fan of the confetti. Reason for suspicion. Why are you so certain that Mr. Powers is the killer?
I was standing right here yesterday, I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 10 and 2:30 when the murder took place.
That person was Mr. Powers.
Yes, I saw him.
Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room.
Oh, I'm sure he'd say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by.
She totally did it.
He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it.
Okay, the word biscuits hurt a lot. The word biscuits hurt a lot on that one. Imagine you send a guy to jail and the detective launches fireworks inside the court. I think then someone else would be going to jail for a very different but way more awesome crime.
Isn't it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along.
Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request.
I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request, and maybe I'll just let you in.
So you think she owns this place, obviously. I'm a defense attorney, bitch.
What's that? You giving that to me?
Absolutely not. Okay, she doesn't care. I actually thought that would work to show that we're actually a fucking attorney, but I guess not. Alright. Log on to the computer. Computer that runs the studio cameras.
Hey, no touching!
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Security guard station. That security lady must like junk food. There's a mountain of it on the desk in there. You can see the computer that runs the security cameras. I told you there was fucking security cameras. Want to check the profile to see their ages? How do I do that? Oh, profiles. There's profiles. Age unknown. We don't even know her age. We don't even know her name. We've just been calling her old bag. So 37. How is this motherfucker 23? Age old bag. How is this motherfucker 23? What the fuck? Age undying. Oh god, now you just reminded me of fucking Undertale that I have to get to. No way 23. I mean, that's, if this dude's 23, he must have been growing out that hair and sideburns since he started growing facial hair when he was a teenager, because what the fuck? Edgeworth's only 24? Damn, we're the same age. God damn. How long has Edgeworth been a prosecutor for then to have like this reputation of like never losing and stuff if he's 20? They say he's never lost a single case. He might have had like 4 before we showed up. If the dude's 24. Since 20. So 1 a year, that checks out. An overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left are the actual film studios. I don't know lads, film studios, I don't know what the differences are. Hey, Sony ages are all over the place. Everyone's younger than you think. Though, so very anime. And yeah, I didn't pick Maya to be 17, so there is that. Man, I don't know, it's just like you think about them doing all their shit with their lives. Like Phoenix is a fucking defense attorney helping people out at the age of 24. And I'm a shithead in my room at 27.
Doing this voice for people on the internet.
So like, clearly I'm in a better place in my life than Phoenix is. I've never been accused of murder, so I have at least that on him. The main entrance to the studio. There was a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gate. How do you know that? You didn't care. Can't look at the sky. Can't admire what a beautiful Dwang it is. Fine. What about the sus van? Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry all the film equipment around. Okay, I guess it's actually not that suspicious then. Alright. Alright, well, let's just head back to the detention center then. Hello! How's the studio? They all think I did, don't they? No, not at all! Isn't that right, Nick? We spoke to one person. Right, not at all. Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. At worst. At worst, they think you did it. But they don't think you did it. Your alibi. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I'd never do that. Earlier, you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yeah, like a baby. Security lady said she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I'll sleep and I promise. Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get. I know, I'm sorry. But I swear to you on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. My security lady only thought she saw me. What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. I mean, if she saw him, it may have just been in the outfit, so it was someone else doing it. They don't think you're guilty, they just think you're very most likely guilty. They don't think you're guilty, they just don't think it's anyone else. And that it's you. Oh, that's worse. About the security guard at the main gate to the studio. Security lady. She's terrible, she got me suspicious looking. Yeah, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at a studio, and it's a film studio. When I say that, when I say she sucks up to them, oh boy. I didn't call her Granny Gumjobs for nothing. Sorry. Had to make the Achievement Hunter reference. I had to. Opportunity was there, and I had to. But let her see you stumble once, and she'll never let up on you. She's got some nerve. What was that sound effect from Maya just then? It's like she was just hit with a fucking status ailment. What the hell? Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. Yay! Powers request added to the court record. I just hope this will get me past that security lady. Nothing else to talk to? Alright. Back to the studio! So, look what I got! I'm an attorney! Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers.
Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scroll.
Powers request given to the security lady.
To think he'd entrust his fate to youth of such unreliable appearance.
Phoenix is just like in a nice blue suit. Maya I get because she doesn't look like an attorney in any capacity. She looks like a spirit medium. But Phoenix is just in a nice blue suit. What the fuck? Okay, the hair. Maybe the hair. Fair enough, but still. What about me? If I was in a suit with this hair though, would people think I'm an attorney? No, probably not actually. Never mind. Never mind. I just proved myself. Never mind.
Really?
Really?
Anyway, you may pause, but only left from here towards the studios. I'm getting a phone call that I have to answer. I have to not do this voice on the phone. I'll be back in a second.
Anyway, let's continue. I was on the phone for so long that this turned off. Let us continue. It's okay, old bag would call you an unreliable youth regardless of what you look like. I mean, she just seems to hate young people. She seems to hate young people, which I get. I get in the sense that she's old and she's, you know, biased. Not that I actually dislike young people. I said that very poorly. Anyway, I don't remember pressing the button to unmute myself, but I did indeed press it. Okay, we're good.
Now going to the right, that's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, with my instructions. The good detective told me himself.
Fucking gumshoe. Hey, Nick. Huh? There were maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad. Okay, so main gate, employee area. Wait. Didn't she say the employee area was to the right? Confused. Not bad.
Those are 50 cents a piece, thank you!
Well, time to go, Nick.
50 cents!
You charge for maps at your studios for tours? What the fuck? What the fuck? I thought she said that the employee area was to the right. And it's to the right there, but I thought I'd come in the main gate from the top there. I'm confused. Maybe because I was on a phone call in the middle of that conversation. I had forgotten. Oh no, it was when I was about to say, how did I get the information about what she just said so I can re-get it? But no, I got that by giving her the other thing, which I no longer have, so never mind, I can't reread that. Never mind, never mind. I guess it's not, like, massively important. Anything else to examine? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where we are in the layout of this, so I think that's what I'm getting confused by. Okay, move. Outside Studio 1. Why? Why is the giant thing broken and breaking a what? That looks suspicious. That looks suspicious. Hey. Aren't you that murderer from the other day? What was his voice? Oh yeah, like old-timey, yeah, voice. Aren't you that murderer from the other day, say? Ah! It's a confused detective! Hey, pal, you know Prosecutor Edgeworth's all upset and it's your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window. I'm just doing the fucking Powers voice again. How did I do this dude's voice? Fuck, I don't remember. So? Hey! If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Oh, get fucked on. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh no, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. He called you a murderer despite the fact that you're... Oh, whatever. Whatever. I think his feelings are easily hurt. You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth's in my heart. I'm just going from... It's just slipping into Texan. Told you I was bad at voices. Why do people want this from me? Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, we're on this case too, pal. Huh? You can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a character, alright? I don't know how to do this dude's voice. I've forgotten what my old-timey detective voice is. And now it's just slipping into the same bogan voice I'm doing for Powers. It's almost like I'm bad at this. The investigation. So how's your investigation going, detective? Well, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick, maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions? Right. So, detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? Are you soliciting me for services, Phoenix Wright? Your autopsy report. The latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Are we... Can we actually just get it from him every time by just asking? Damn, okay. 2:30 p.m. Pierced through the chest by a spear. Alright, reason for arrest. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. Murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. I think that's how I did it. It's a good thing Gumshoe's a good person. Yeah. Well, good, but dumb. He's that gullible. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We just ask him for it and he gives it to us. Damn, it gives us a fighting chance. And that's all. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. I think maybe that's the voice I'll go for. To speak entirely out the nose. According to the autopsy report, time of death was 2:30 p.m. I was gonna imagine that I'm smoking a cigarette between every single line and I'll be able to nail it. Only one person went to the studio between 10 and 2:30. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. But what if she's lying? Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence of one person saying it? Yeah. Thanks for cheering me up. Alright, security lady. About the security lady. So you can tell that Gumshoe is definitely a smoker because his chest is heaving so much when he breathes. Like he is struggling to breathe because he's a smoker, because he's a detective. Because Chinchilla here's a detective. No one's gonna get my silver case references and no one's gonna appreciate it. That sweet old lady. Huh? We talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee. I've done like 6 different voices for I'm sure right now. He's gonna be the most inconsistent because I don't know how to do a detective voice. Remember what Power said? She's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? What's this decisive evidence that you have? What kind of evidence? Well, a photo of a steel samurai heading towards the scene of the crime. What? Who took that? See the camera up on that gate, pal? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah. Whenever someone walks by that, the camera automatically snaps a photo. Sell it in the gift shop, $3 a pop. Oh no! Nick, he has evidence! We're finished! Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Oh. We'd like to ask the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not gonna find any clues I haven't found already. Ha ha ha! But someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go! We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out. Hell yeah. Anything else? Anything else? No, he's just gonna sit there laughing at me. Alright. Alright. There's a camera! It's a security camera. It takes photos of the people gone out of the studio. All you have to do is look at the data and you can see who went where. There's a number on the plate on the camera. ST1307. Damn! The camera's secretly also a car! It's a transformer. Bumblebee did it! A little bush. Maybe I'll take a short rest here. No, that's just the bushes next to it. Good idea, pal. Detective, aren't you on the case? Well, yeah, but... Yeah, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal. Alright, okay. You do what you want, buddy. Alright. What is that? What? Detective Chinchilla, what's down the path to the left? Looks like a tree fell down over on the path. Oh yeah. Oh, it's kind of dangerous. You should stay out, pal. Nothing down there, anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though. That sounds suspicious as fuck. Studio mascot, fucking decapitated. Guess it's a monkey of some kind? It's a monkey samurai. What kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hands. Right, to Studio 1. Left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday and the head broke off. Took that tree down with it, too. Awfully convenient! Alright, welcome sign. It's a big welcome sign above the path. Yeah, apparently the studio's falling on tough times. They started letting people in on days they aren't filming. They make a bit of extra money by charging for admission. 50 cents a month. Sure know a lot about this place, detective. You know, you could always quit being a detective and work here. Yeah, what perfect timing with the studio mascot down for the count. Ah, that's what's that supposed to mean, pal? Alright, okay. Okay, enough tormenting the man. Let's move on, shall we? Or do I have to examine Studio 1 to go there? Entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jacob's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. Makes sense that they would want to keep the employees out. Whoa, balls, now we're fucked. Alright, case over. We don't have a card key. Definitely can't climb or anything like that. I guess we're just fucked. It means you're big and lovable. What, the welcome sign or the card key? Or Gumshoe being a mascot? What was I doing? Can I go? Oh, yeah, okay, I'm just going back here. Nick, look! That security lady's in the gas station stuffing her face with donuts. Everyone loves donuts. I know I do. Everyone loves donuts, so let's eat just one or two. Donuts, donuts. Where are my Explosion Man fans at? Nowhere? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them. I told you she was gum jobs.
Ah, you! Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet?
I've seen literally nothing, no. She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe. She totally did it. She totally did it. She totally fucking did it. Why don't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am?
I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself.
That decapitated monkey really proved it for me. He was clearly on a murder rampage and didn't just kill the man, but also the figurine statue thing that was near it.
These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left from me is the guy with the camera that took the photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. We charge $3 a pop for them at the gift shop. This gas station's in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1.00 died. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I seen going through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. Definitely no one was able to climb any of the fences or any of the trees that are next to the fences or any of that shit. And definitely didn't, like, sneak under the gate while I was going donuts or anything. No. Security camera got a good look at him, too. If he's not the one what did it, I don't know who is.
Maybe it was you?
Yeah! Good one, Sonny.
She thinks I was joking. I'm not joking. Phoenix really should just take that approach more often. Just go up to everyone and just yell at them, "Did you do it?" You should take that approach way more. Was the victim, Mr. Hammer, a popular actor?
Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio.
Was. Past tense. Oh yes, he was great as the bearded samurai.
That too, yes. He shone my brightest back in the day.
Dude was like 30. How is it, what do you mean back in the day?
Making it so I can play the evil magistrate. It's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him?
You totally didn't kill him because you were ashamed of how far he had fallen. Not at all. Your Honor, I would like to point to this testimony here. I asked old bag, guilty person says what? And she said what? I think that is clear enough evidence that she is indeed the guilty person. For only a guilty person would say what in that situation. Yes, I think that is enough evidence for me. Guilty! Damn, why am I didn't come into this series expecting to do old man and old woman voices so fucking frequently, but here we are. Back when he was 10, he was the greatest actor ever. Yes, the greatest child actor to ever grace the scene. Gay bartender. No one gets that reference, and it makes me sad. I feel sorry for people who watch me for like the next 5 to 6 years, where I'm going to constantly make references to the silver case, and everyone's just gonna be like, why do you keep going on about a gay bartender? What the fuck? And it's just like, none of y'all the real ones, that's why. Only real ones, and by that I mean like the 14 people watch the silver case and will get all of my references. About the security cameras.
Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks through that gate, see? It also means that it doesn't have any defined range, and it's very powerful, and if you attack it, it doesn't harm me back. But it does mean it usually has an easily exploitable weakness, so you're gonna have to work out. And then it snaps a photo. Apparently it records the time when it takes a picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details.
It feels like a very important detail. You say that you had the photo, but wait, I don't have time for that, but you don't even have the time on the photo. Bitch. I need a bitch button to press every single time someone starts acting like a bitch in these things. And just press it so it just goes, bitch, what the fuck?
I just view all the photos on my computer over in the security guard station. I check them every day before going home. While I do, I'm totally not at all into voyeuristic tendencies.
Let me look at it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, okay. Do I have anything to present? What if I present you with a map? X doesn't care. Bust a bitch. Are you fucked up? Bust a bitch. Bit mean. I can go to the employee area. Yeah, let's go. Let's just sneak down here. Yo, no one even noticed we were here. Let's go. We made it through there. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. So the problem is that there's so many sound effects that I could do with my Stream Deck. Unfortunately, I am currently using, the cable's too short, but, I'm using every I can't show it. I'm using every button on my Stream Deck, because I only have the normal Stream Deck. I don't have the XL one, so I've only got 15 buttons as opposed to, like, 70, or whatever the fuck the XL is. And I'm now kind of wishing I got the XL one, but unfortunately, the XL Stream Decks are, like, a few $100s, and, no thank you. I'm not spending a few $100s on that. At some point, I will, but there's so many other things that I will buy before I buy a Stream Deck XL. But I need to make it a full soundboard. We need our welcome to the Cum Zone sound things to press on there. If someone is just really pissing me off, I need to be able to press a button that just says your cum sucks dick, and so to really really get them. $500 for a button that yells bitch sounds like a great deal. It's a great deal. It's just I'm also pretty good at yelling bitch myself, so it's just there are other things that I can purchase with that money before that, like a new arm for my microphone, which is finally being delivered. The Elgato Wave arm came out like fucking August or so, but they've been delayed shipping in Australia, so I'm finally gonna get the proper one of these boom mic arms at some point, because it just started being delivered. Woo! I'm spending way too much money on my entire microphone setup, just so it looks professional. Now, I needed a new microphone, and having a new microphone, I might as well just replace the entire thing, so. Nick! This is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Sex! Hey, look! There's Powers' dressing room! No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Oh, they've already finished investigating because it's been like a day. Let's take a look around. Alright. Why that? Who does their laundry? It's like literally right in front of the room. I feel like you could put it somewhere not as in the way as directly in front of the room. What the hell? Yo, yes, very important. What brand of can is this? Remains of yesterday's lunches scattered around. Everyone's probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. Lick off the sauce of the plate. Don't let it go to waste, Phoenix. T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? Oh, God. Love me a woman who can eat a lot of food. Slide to the left. Slide to the left. Cha-cha real smooth. Is this what you wanted? I did it. I slid. Alright. That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick! You know a lot about the industry. I know they have equipment. Yes, I'm doing very well, thank you. What else would they keep in a film studio? Alright. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. And these people are meant to stay in shape? Goddamn. Huh. So normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. Okay, I know people eat popcorn for movies, but do they eat it while making it? Wait, look! Samurai soda! Nick, try this! Try this Staminan XX! Ladies first. You wanted it to be interesting, and then you offered something interesting, and you didn't even have it! A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside. Damn. Will Powers. There's a sign by the dressing room door. Will Powers. Must be neat to be the star and have your own room like this, and not have to share an office with someone who doesn't do anything but watch anime all day. Samurai soda made with 100% real samurai. I just went for the Yakuza reference. I'm gonna move back on screen. Ugh. I'm probably louder over there because I'm closer to the microphone. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. It is really hard to slide this chair back and forth. The amount of space that I have between my desk and the bed is basically nothing. So I have to be very, very careful with how I slide the chair across. I've got so little room in this room for having my entire studio and bed set up in here. Oh, I should take a photo of what my layout is for my room and how I record everything to give everyone extreme anxiety of what I've set up here, because no one who sees it thinks it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me, but everyone who sees it is just like, what the fuck? Why? I should really do that at some point. But it's fine. It's fine. I have a sick camera setup, decent lighting, I have Pokemon behind me, and I got queer as shit things there and a little bit of space. It's fine. It's fine. It looks great on camera, and it's functional, and that's all that matters. It would still give people anxiety if I showed them, though. Door to the dressing room. It's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir or evidence? What do you mean find? You never know. There might be something like the samurai spear. That would be evidence. You don't need a spear. That's the murder weapon, for crying out loud. Hey. We need weapons. I totally, not at all. Why would you assume I would do this? I honestly, I can't take the judgment of you assuming that I would do this. I can't believe you would just assume that I spent like an hour yesterday on Etsy looking at people making replica weapons from video games. I can't believe you would just assume that of me. I honestly, kind of a little offended that you would just assume that that's something I did. Like, oh my god, way to cast judgment. We might be able to find a used hairbrush that we can sell on eBay for like $100. I don't even like my own brush with how much I've used it. I would not want someone else's. Alright, okay. Alright, cha-cha real smooth. Damn. Morph ball vent into that. Okay, we're gonna look at that last. Look at how many T-vent sticks there are. Look at them all. Damn it. Phoenix isn't a forklift operator, so we can't do that. Everyone, what are your favorite memes, and why are they forklift operator memes? I am so tempted to buy a shirt. I got advertised. I found out about forklift operator memes because I got an ad on YouTube that was just like different forklift operator shirts on Redbubble. I had went onto Redbubble like 2 days before, so having Redbubble ads made sense. But I had not looked up anything in any capacity about forklifts or forklift operators before doing that. And it recommended me a bunch of forklift operator meme shirts, and I was very confused. And one of them was everyone's a forklift operator until the real forklift operator shows up. And I am tempted to buy a shirt that says that, just for how sheerly nonsensical it is. And wear it on stream, because what the actual fuck. Looks like one of those electric powered bicycles. I don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? So you can ride a bike, but you don't have to be exhausted all the time, and it's not like as fast and dangerous as a normal motorbike. Phoenix, you're a very judgmental person. Makes it a lot easier to go up hills. Don't people cycle to get exercise? Yeah, but not to die. Not to die. Phoenix, you're very judgmental. And there's something I've learned about Phoenix. He's a very judgmental person. Not great for a defense attorney, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, I appreciate when he's done with people's shit, but he is, like, done with people's shit of just imaginary people he's picturing. And it's like, okay, buddy, that's a bit too far. There's a half-finished backdrop for a stage here. Looks like a castle. Probably Neo-Worldy Tokyo Castle. Yes, it'll split in half and turn golden. Get that reference again? He's an attorney, not a judge. Still, fuck's sakes. I'm glad we're back on pun chat for Phoenix Wright. That's all we need. We need more puns in chat. It's Phoenix Wright. Where are the puns? Where are the puns? The grate that used to cover the drain. It's a little bent. I don't think it would fit if I tried to put it back on. So why is this open? Clearly, a rat snuck in here and did the murder. But no, granted, the drain has been taken off. It's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, I bet. Child murderers. Oh my goodness, my nose is fucked up today. Before the stream, for about half an hour before the stream started, I sneezed. I think I counted about 20 times. So now my nose is just fucked. If you stuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right! Huh? Hey, I'm not a kid! You were talking about how you were a kid before, that's why you watch anime! Alright, can we go in here then? Okay, I guess we can't go in there. Okay. Move. Can I move in there? I can go in the dressing room. I can go in. Global Studios dressing room. October 16th. Powers dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping? Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right. And there's a picture of him near the crime scene. We've been told there's a picture. We haven't seen this picture. Hope he's telling the truth for his sake. And ours. It'll make our life harder if we have to defend someone who's actually guilty. It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. Guess it's kind of dusty outside. What with all the shit going on outside and then working on it. That does look like a mech setup. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. It does look like someone was sleeping. Alright, tea set. Fancy tea set. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? Oh my god. Oh my god, Maya. Oh my god. Fancy clothes. There's some regular suits in among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you're already wearing one myself. Don't be so... Phoenix is now just being a dick. Phoenix is now just being a dick to people. What the... He's now just actually being an asshole. He's actually... He can't look at anything without having some snide remark about how he doesn't like other people anymore. I know the dude was accused of murder, like, very recently, but God, it's like he's lost all faith in everyone. Again, weird for a defense attorney. They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. I see my hair's still nice and spiky, just how I like it. So vast array of cosmetics here. Oh! This is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie! Nick, try this on! No. How can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? Kinda like samurai movies? Kinda. You already know this about her. There's the masturbation station. There's a sus as fuck bag on the ground. This must be Powers' bag. Don't open that. Look! An employee card key. Oh, sorry, this is Phoenix's voice. An employee card key. That must be Powers'. It says Studio 1. Now we can get the Og. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow. Yay! Core record added to the core record. The amount a gel that must be in Phoenix's hair worries me. Just, like, considering it's like, it's not even just spiky, it's like multiple angular spikes coming down beneath it. Like, that shit must be more intense to do than fucking Liberty spikes. I say this as someone who barely styles my hair. You wanna know what I do to style my hair? I put a bit of this in it and then I brush it. That's my entire process. I don't even know what this technically is. It just says it's a frizz maintenance program. And it smells a lot like pomegranate, and it's really nice. It comes with, yeah. Repairs and seals split ends. It makes my hair less frizzy. It makes my hair less frizzy. I want to work out a proper way to actually style my hair each day. And this is definitely the start of it by removing how frizzy it is. But then I still just brush it, and it still just looks like this, which is... I don't know. I can definitely do something more interesting with my hair. That being said, I don't know if I'm going to go to the Phoenix Wright level of, segmented, like, ridges down the side of my head. I don't need my hair to be ribbed for her pleasure. I am not a lawyer. I wonder what else is inside Power's bag. Stop that! My partner, the thief in training. I mean, you have to know how to be a thief to be a lawyer. Otherwise, how else would you get the evidence? Because it doesn't seem like we're able to get it any other fucking way. Alright, main gate. Hello. Now that I'll sort it. Alright. Alright. Down to... Here we go. Outside Studio 1. Music in this game is a banger. Music in this game is absolutely a banger. I will say that. One thing that's been very consistent, music is... Entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. Beep! It opened! All right, we're in! Just way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. Alright, just don't worry about us, Gumshoe. We're just walking past. One of the manga has Nick with his head down, and he looks so weird. It would be uncomfortable to see him like that. October 16th, Studio 1. Now she's sad. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. And the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. I mean, someone owning a weapon doesn't mean that they're instantly the person who did it. Like, it's suspicious, but doesn't instantly mean it. Alright, well, I might as well check this out first. They outlined where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny. I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. That's what, yeah. Like, the hole in his chest was like fucking, Enigma Boy. No, Boys to Men, sorry. It was like Boys to Men fucking beat him at rock, paper, scissors. It was very weird. Guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Or, that's a suspicious detail. Doink, doink. Chair with a slab on it. Hey, look, that's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. Oh, that's what that is. And look, a megaphone. A real live megaphone. Why is the megaphone the thing that is blowing her mind the most here? What the fuck? Have you never been to a rock concert where they speak into the megaphone, into the microphone to distort their voice in real time? Have you never been to one of those? I've been to like 5 different concerts where they've done that. This girl's more troubled than I thought. Phoenix! He's so judgmental. He is getting more and more judgmental as it goes on. What the hell? What the hell, Phoenix? What's this? What's this? There's trouble everywhere. I can do that now because it's October. That's for reflecting light. They call it a reflecting screen or some fucking shit. The assistant holds it during filming. Huh. What? Where's your enthusiasm for all things entertainment? Well, lighting is fine, but I'd want to be the director. Or maybe the steel samurai. You want the glamorous positions. I think she's being serious. What about being a medium? What about being a lawyer? Decide what you want to do with your life and stick with it permanently. You're 17, that's the age we expect you to do that. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. Aww, it found love again. And it's taking care of someone else's children. That's a really brave ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. I mean, I don't know what the fuck she's on about with the ladder. But she's right about everything else. Right, sorry. This girl's out there and immediately judges her. Giant bag, not suspicious. The camera's suspicious though. Wow, look at that camera. That must have cost a ton. Let's break it. What the? Maya, what the hell? Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Break it, break it. Ladder versus step ladder. Oh, step ladder, what are you doing? Sorry. Hey, you, no touching. Wait, hey, you, no touching that. We don't know who it is. It's probably old bag though. No! No! It's... Hello? Hi, who are you? You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm the assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Miss Will Powers. Oh, you're Whoops people. Whoop? Oh, Will Powers. Whoop, I get it. Whoop, whoop! I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He'd never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry, leave it to us. Alright. What's up with Whoop? The day of the crime, what's up with Whoop? Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. Rehearsal. They were doing that. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is, right? Oh, sorry, that's Phoenix's voice. I'm not reading the who it is talking all the time before I do a voice, and it's, I should probably learn to do that. Yes, that's the place. I'm just trying to do the most up-and-go-getter voice I can do for her. It's a lot of characters, there's a lot of voices. It's hard to come up with that many different ones. I need obvious stereotypes of characters like old woman, big burly man, but just girl in a vest is a bit harder. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Because I fucked off and was getting high behind the dumpsters. My job is very, very, very stressful. Did you know Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? They were sleeping together. College intern, I guess, would be good voice if you can figure that out. That's not a voice. There's a voice associated with college intern. I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I think it's gonna work. No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private. What kind of girl do you think I am? What kind? No. I'm sorry. You're a fine girl. Sorry. Just getting a confirmation on Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. We even have a photograph. We haven't seen this photograph. Sorry. I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about! A clue! A lead! Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. Sensed? You're also magic? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. She did it. Sorry, if anyone tells me any information. Oh, well, they're obviously the killer. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. Alright, sensing someone. So you sense that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came in the studio, she must have seen them. They both did it, they worked together. Got it, nailed it. Blew this case wide open. Wow, look at that camera, that must have cost a ton. She's touching it again. She's just touching it again. Looks like a backdrop for a stage. This must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course! That's the mountain! Neo Fujiyama! Why is it Neo? When did a new mountain appear? When the fuck did a new mountain come out of the ground? What the fuck? Doesn't the Steel Samurai place take place in oldie Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not Oldie Tokyo, Nick. Neo Oldie Tokyo. Oh, right. Anime. How far in the future is this TV show that a new mountain came out of the ground? How'd that happen? What? They made a new mountain the same time they made New Tokyo. What do you mean made the mountain? What, did the government get together to crash tectonic plates into each other over several thousand years to make the grounds crumple up and form a new mountain, did they? The government decided to do that. Or they just pick the old one up and place it somewhere else.
What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost.
Unfortunately, just someone who's about to be one. They explained it all in the pilot episode. God, watch the show. Sorry, I'm not caught up on my lore. I'm sorry. I'm a fake Steel Samurai fan. I'm just in it. Okay, I'm exposed. I'll come clean. I'm just in it for the costumes. I just watch the costumes and I see the people doing the cosplay and stuff like that. I've never watched the show. I just think they look cool. There, are you happy? Are you happy that you've ruined my reputation over small little details? Are you happy that you've brought me down to this level? Thank you. I hope that has impressed you. I hope it's impressed you to kill your heroes like this. I feel like this game is giving me a lot of material to go ridiculous with it. This game's giving me a lot of material, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
What? I saw that suspicious look on your face.
I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Palace was the only one to go through here between those times? What if someone came through earlier and just, like, hid?
Sure as can be.
We have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day.
What?
Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am?
Who was it? Who told you that? Who dare question me? Alright, you better tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, huh?
We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. I don't even know if we got her name. Penny, never mind.
Hey, she's not even a full-time employee. All you youngins are like that nowadays, running your mouths when there's no tomorrow saying this and the other. Well, I was young, let me tell you, I knew a thing about respecting your elders back then, little crying shit that you use today. Hey, you poor old ladies.
She stormed out. Well, Nick? This is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Let's fucking shit on her desk. Yes, let's go, Maya. I agree. Wait, you may mean examine things for evidence. You may mean examine things for evidence. There's birds chirping. Okay. Okay, I wasn't expecting birds chirping. It's just randomly birds started chirping. Okay. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick! Maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Yes. Fuck with it. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? It's a computer. Penny never even says her name. She's basically only ever called the assistant. Oh, we just saw it there? Okay. Simple enough. I mean, we still don't know Old Bag's name. We just call her Old Bag. Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. So the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. The camera turned on that late? That was when the security lady arrived at the card station. Please enter the number of the security camera. Oh, I don't remember. There, entered. Nothing happens. Huh? Maybe I got the number wrong. Maybe we should go look at that camera again. No, it's not saved there. Fuck. I was gonna. That's actually her name? That's not a name. That's not a name. Damn it. I'm not. I refuse. Her name is. That's not a name. I know me criticizing whether this game is a name or not is ridiculous, but still. Fuck, okay. There we go. There we go. I am too stubborn to go look. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's in the costume. It's in the costume. That's no fucking evidence. It's not evidence at all. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. But look at how long the legs are. Look at how the legs are way too long for the outfit. What the f— so dumb. 4 tries on a question with 3 answers. Look, my memory is bad and I forgot what I entered the first time. Shut up. But it's clearly too long for whoever the fuck is in this. I don't imagine a detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Someone's printed on the back. 2 p.m. Photo number 2. Because we printed a second one? What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? No, that's the only one on the computer. It might just mean that it printed it a second time because we printed the first one for that. Or someone deleted the other photo. Powers is photo? Question mark. Hey, Nick! Can't we just use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. That's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. I'm trying to be the good guy. Why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So are we done for today? I think we are. I think this photo's what we needed for the trial. Still, better be. It'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. Last time I did that, a guy punched me. But then I did get him. But I did get him done. But I did get his ass done. So that did help. Anyway, trial time. Who's ready for a trial? I'm ready for a trial. I'm totally not gonna fuck up every single little bit of it. Not at all. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. There's like 2 days afterwards. Damn, they waited longer than a day to hold the trial here. God damn. Oh, Edgeworth is there as well, of course. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. I hope everyone is still okay with my edgy Shadow the Hedgehog voice for Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow studio actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of the Global Studios. Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Better Edgeworth than Payne. Hey. I wanted to be Payne because I can do Payne's voice better. I forgot about Shadow the Hedgehog. Can you maybe spin my drink? Yes! I have succeeded. If my voices make people laugh, then I have succeeded. Well, it's like he's very clearly just meant to have a very pompous, confident voice. And 1, I've done that like 10 times already for different characters. And 2, I'm better at the Shadow one, so I'm just gonna stick with that. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Chinchilla, to the stand. Fuck, I hate doing this guy's voice because I keep forgetting what it is. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain it with a guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run through their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works in the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now on to the murder, October 15th. There were only 3 people here. Don't point out that I'm pointing only with 2 fingers. It's for the cigarette that's definitely very real. Definitely very real in my hands. The victim, Jackhammer. The defendant, Will Powers. And a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jackhammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Time of death was 2:30 p.m. He lost a rock, paper, scissors match with a little kid. 3-1, it was a pretty rough beat. He lost his entire stand ability and got a hole in his heart. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was a murder weapon. That's the case, in brief.
Why are you keeping the case in your briefs? I feel like it should be using an open thing. Is that how you're gonna hide the evidence? You're just gonna put it in your underwear? What the fuck, bro?
I don't like to hear that again.
Should I listen to that whole thing again? No, I'm pretty confident of like the details. I think I can probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval.
I've got that game up on the shelf over there. Although you're misspelling it, Judge. It's an I for the second last letter, not an A. Dude doesn't even know his fucking PS1 to PS4 remake games. What a fucking loser. Samurai spear added to the court record.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question.
I'm now realizing that Edgeworth and Chinchilla's voice are going to be very similar because of the way that I'm doing the Chinchilla voice now. That's fine.
And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand.
God, this entire game is just going to be me just waste the entire day making him repeat himself. Sorry, I need to hear this like a 7th time to really understand the importance of this case. I'm also now realizing just how much of this fucking playthrough is just going to be me destroying my voice by just doing as many different stupid fucking voices as possible. Again, either the best or the worst playthrough of this game ever to exist, because of the way I'm going to be doing the voices. It's one or the other. Oh, I forgot to tell people to not do spoilers for this. Yeah, no spoilers. Yeah, there we go. I forgot that. I forgot that little tag.
Will the witness declare her name?
Why aren't you a handsome fellow?
I'm not just realizing that's as closer to Toad. It's not quite Toad.
I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
I'm just now doing Toad. Fuck.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please.
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. That's not bad, but I wasn't using your name. So your children make fun of me because of my name. Can you believe it? That was just one of the cats in the trash can. You know how you call me an Oldbag.
Objection. She has a crush.
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
See, the hardest part about doing the voices is the constant changing between the voices for the trial, and all of the voices will just slowly merge into just one incoherent mess. That's the problem with the voices for the trials, is that if I have to change the voices constantly, I'm going to be constantly getting the voices mixed up. Ah, Wendy Oldbag, Windy Old. Oh my god. Oh my god. Phoenix, right? Your puns are too strong.
Yes, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass you by.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. Stop flirting with me.
She sure is one hell of an old. So that's the thing, is that like the games have like the characters' names are puns, and the game knows that its names are puns, and the characters know that their names are puns and constantly refer to how they're puns. And it's just like, it's going so many levels deep of just bluntness that I love it. Phoenix, Maya, Edgeworth, Judge, whoever's on stand 5, cycling voices at minimum. Yeah, no, this is hell. This is hell for someone who has zero confidence in how well I can do voices. They will all just turn into a mix of a different, like, the same fucking voice eventually. Like, I realize how close Old Bag is to my Pain Toad voice, and I'm having to remember, wait, no, it's got to sound like the lady from Star Fox Adventures. Make it sound like that. Witnesses account.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning. I had to run some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed toward the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. So, okay. I just want to quickly go over the exact evidence that I have. Cause of time of death, that thing like that. So the one thing that I don't have any evidence for it, but it's just something, I'm not going to press it on it or anything like that, but it's just something that I'm thinking in the back of my mind. When Powers had the thing of, oh, we were doing the run through with stuff, Old Bag was in the background there, and she mentioned there that she wasn't there because she had some errands to run. I don't have any evidence, like, in the call record to suggest anything about that. So it's just something I'm keeping in the back of my mind, that she said she had errands to run, but she was there for the rehearsal run-through that they had at the beginning of the day. Because it's a flashback, Powers never mentioned it, but in the picture we saw of Powers, Old Bag was in the background. So it's just something for me to keep in the noggin brain. The map, card key, yeah, taking the gate between the entrance and the studios, and okay. Watching shirtless men fight each other is a very important errand. Sorry. That is a very good point. I forgot. Yes. That is I guess that is technically an errand. You are correct. I'm just gonna play through the entire thing to hear what Phoenix has to say, because I'm either disproving, like, who it was, or I'm pressing, and I just want to get Phoenix's opinion on what to do. So I'm just gonna skip through just to hear what Phoenix says. Nick. Doesn't she seem like she's enjoying this a little too much? Went back stop gossiping about other people's misfortunes. Can't she get a kick somewhere else? Helpful. And yeah, there's nothing there, yeah. I'm just gonna press on this to start with. So you saw Mr. Powers?
That's what I said. Go wax in your ears, sonny.
Nick, this is your chance. Time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him.
I was gonna present this. Yeah. Let me get this straight, old bag. Mrs. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo.
What is this, exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Oldie Tokyo. Mrs. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course! Didn't your mama...
Sorry.
Of course!
That's the same fucking voice.
Of course!
I can't, this is gonna be Toad now, sorry.
Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't.
The way Edgeworth responded to that, I think Edgeworth didn't realize that the photo of Powers was a photo of the costume, not of him. I think Edgeworth just realized, oh, for fuck's sakes, you old bag. I thought you said you saw him had a photo. And he just now realized what the photo was.
Well, I mean, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
He didn't know. Did you not go over your witness's evidence beforehand, Edgeworth? What the fuck? How is he less prepared for this than I am?
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness.
He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently.
However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. World Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
Powers did say right at the start he always kept some muscle not to scare the kiddies. So anytime that if someone's walking around, then, and it's that, we assume that it's them, yeah. Like, he did walk around on set wearing the costume, so yeah. Probably blame Chinchilla for that. Chinchilla was just like, yeah, no, we have proof, it's fine, don't worry about it. What? Huh? Even Edge was surprised.
The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all your information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you.
You're a witness for a murder trial, old bag. What the fuck?
Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Ah, Chinchilla did know that. She's calling the judge, oh, that pot is calling the kettle black.
Here.
Wow, oh, Windbag is left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good.
Let's hear about your proof then.
The man in the photo. Well, no one else could fit in it.
I never said anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run through of the action scene,
She was there.
I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess.
You mean the spear that's the murder weapon?
Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
But the spear's intact.
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. But the spear's intact. I mean, it's a prop, so I guess there'd be multiple of them, but... He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
The samurai spear? The weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
Oh, it's duct taped together. Strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Yes. Random question. Random question. Can I check this photo? I guess that looks duct taped together. I guess it does. I was just curious if we can confirm it isn't the same one in the photo. Was Mr. Powers' ankles badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
That's the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay.
He's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day.
Let's press on everything. Fuck it, why not? Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. He was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot.
See? And if you didn't trust me, whippersnapper.
Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers.
Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers.
There's gotta be more to this. Better keep pressing up. Well, Nick, find any glaring contradictions? She seems pretty sure that Powers is in that photo. Guess I'll just press her and see if I can shake her conviction.
Whippersnapper!
I haven't even said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not putting fingers in anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said all on the straight and narrow. Up and up, you today was one about each other. When fingers is done, stop making an old lady want to cry.
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
I think Joeth has met his match. Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers. These are still samurai. That poor old Hammer, the magistrate, and me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing, just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through. Trip and fall?
Yes, I know that you're supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh! So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
I'm surprised you did that, considering you seem to hate it.
You helped him make it better?
Oh, I guessed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Where was the assistant then?
She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. I think we've heard enough.
So yeah, I pressed everything.
Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it.
That's pretty sus as fuck.
We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important.
It's pretty important if the judge finds it weird.
The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that this person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right.
TZ1 Mist is now following. Welcome to the Archosaurus squad. Sorry you've had to sit through this voice going on constantly. Yo, welcome. Should I object or wait and see what happens? No object. He's not confident. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that the photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers.
The defense has a point.
This is the most wishy-washy judge I've ever fucking seen.
I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
Witness's account. Can't.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True. Only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Like, on a first run-through of the witness when I'm cross-examining, I might as well just press everything to just try and get more information, and then, after I press everything, see if there's anything worth, like, objecting to. How do you know that?
Huh? Didn't I just explain? We give donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything.
So Detective Chinchilla shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts.
The only person has one.
Willpower. Press everything. You absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else. Oh, fuck it. Damn it. You would have seen them. Are you sure? I'm just constantly going, yeah, but really though?
The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy. Oh, Windbag sure has balls, or... Well, you know what I mean. Well, Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Hey, Phoenix! You're older than her, what the fuck? Older than my Omi. Paul Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. There's no point even pressing that, because we already know that. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 p.m.? Why everyone was in the employee area before then?
This is new information.
And I locked the gate so no one could get in.
People can climb.
Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Oh, I already did this one. So, okay, there's definitely... Okay, I can't just press. There is something I've got to actually show. I actually don't know what I'm going for here. Press everything again. Yeah. I can only think of just bringing up the photo again because we can't confirm it's him, but it's stuff that we've already gone over. It's the only thing I can think of. Or something to do with the layout of the place, just to try and show that she couldn't have seen everyone. I'll be honest, I really don't know what I'm actually gonna go for. I don't know what to go for here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save, because at this point I'm guessing. At this point, I'm guessing, and I'm worried I'm gonna lose a lot of health here. Like, this is actually just, I don't know the best way to, I can't actually see anything, again, unless I just bring up the fact that you can't confirm its powers again. I can't think of anything. Press this again. What's this thing? Saving's the way, yeah.
Objection!
I'm just gonna present this. I can't think of anything else. It seems this is right, but I just feel like doing this, we're just going in circles. I can prove that she can't, well, I can prove that she can't prove it, but I feel like we're just going in circles here. We're not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere. Objection! Sup, demon? Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. It's a dog in a bath. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yes, sir, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. Good job though, the first guess. Well, I was more so just thinking it wouldn't be that, because we're just going in circles by doing this, but Phoenix is bringing up new information about the photo, or at least further clarifying stuff about the photo. So I do have the right idea. Okay.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Fuck you.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you want to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo, I printed 2 words. October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even harder, that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Relax, Sonny.
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says, photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for 1 photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Also, what about when, I guess photo number 1 could be when Jackhammer went there. It would make sense if the first photo was when Jackhammer went there. But if that's the case, why is the photo not in the fucking system?
Order, order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. I love the smug way he smacks the paper. One of my favorite animations. Yes, there is only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, you stepper! Water snapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers!
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Literally the same age as Phoenix, yes. What just happened?
Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
That's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Shut the fuck up! It's a court trial, fuck.
I see. Your testimony, please.
The other person.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Awfully convenient.
Miss Oldbag, Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I only just remembered it.
Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn of the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. I love how, like, Maya is just like, oh, for fuck's sakes, this is what you deal with for this job? Maybe I don't want to do this. Fuck whatever Mia wanted me to do. This is exhausting. Yes? Come to think of it, could you think of it a little earlier? Classic old windbag maneuver, Maya. Might be useful tactics to remember for use in my future career as a windbag. Let's find out more about this erased photo. Press on everything. Press on everything. Press on everything to find out more information. Another job.
That's right. I checked all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
At the end of the day, so you did this after you knew about the murder happening? That's sus as fuck. Keep every photo. A murder happened. Everyone is sus. What the fuck?
Do you back up all the security camera data?
Oh, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating.
Convenient. A murder happened. Every photo is sus. How exactly determine who isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
The one photo you kept had a mask on! For the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch a suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. I remember throwing out one photo that day. What was the photo of? Well, who the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
That's really sus. That's the sussest that has ever fucked. But wait a sec. Did you say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
Ah, this does come up. Okay. We had seen this. It's open.
The grate had been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? Kid did a murder. So on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What? That's a big detail.
Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh yes, well we see you start there every day. Can't stop them, can't catch them. Close the fucking grate, maybe.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
I mean, if it was duct taped on the top, you could take the top off and just go... And then... Back on there. Child murderer time. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Cannot wait to arrest this 7-year-old for murder. Fuck yeah.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
He's pissed. He's pissed. Yo, we have Judge Emotes. Get in there, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I think that's who that is. Is that a photo of Ruth Bader Ginsburg? No, it's not. No, it's not. It looks like Ruth Bader Ginsburg when it's really small. But I don't think it's I don't know who that is. I'm gonna continue calling it Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I apologize to whoever's face it actually is. When it's really tiny on my screen, like really zoomed, it looks like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm gonna say that because it makes sense. Mr. Powers? Yeah, yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was just sleeping, honest. So who was in the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I was sleeping. I can't imagine anyone who'd want to steal the Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. Sniff. They're the only likely suspects right now. Nick! What are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could have conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. Not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. I like how our current plan is literally bullshit to stall for time. Again, the mentality of this game is very different to Danganronpa. You have to play this shit like a fucking lawyer. It is not just about hard proof, hard evidence, everything counts as everything. This is not that game. This is be a fucking lawyer. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Sniff like this, though. Sniff. How's it ask you to stop sniffing my head? Sorry. The bullshit strat. We're literally just saying, yeah, no, let's bullshit. Let us stall for time. Bluff and stall, that's the Ace Attorney way. Let's filibuster this fucking courtroom. Let's go. Wonder White, I need you to come over here.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else who could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
I want to hear Gumshoe's explanation again. I forgot it. 20 times, please. No, his voice is really hard to do. I've already forgotten what it is. I know I had this as a cigarette. I think I just went full noir with it last time. He's definitely the voice is changing the most. Again, I've never done... I try not to do voices for characters in series. I try to do, like, emotions and intonations for different characters, because I like doing that, but I try not to do voices. So, this series is really stepping out of my comfort zone for this. But I'm just embracing it because it's probably funny to hear me constantly fuck up the voices. But Chinchillas is constantly going all over the place, so I don't know what the fuck anyone wants from that one, sorry. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claims. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order, order, order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent.
Yes, it does! It's all you've done for the last 2 cases.
If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right, great. So the stakes went high enough.
Who was this person other than Mr. Powers who could have committed murder?
Hope everyone's okay with the bitch save. So, okay. The thing is, the obvious answer is the security lady, right? The obvious answer is the security lady. Only one there, only one who could sneak past, the one who would delete the photos of anything like that, and stuff like that. The question becomes, would she have been able to put herself into the costume? And stuff like that. The grade school boy, we have no idea who the fuck this is. It's hard to press, like, they're currently not here, so it's hard to really accuse them of anything. But, like, the costume is clearly bigger than whoever's, like, it's clearly too big for whoever's wearing it. And the murder weapon being too heavy, it's duct taped at the top. You could take the top off to stab. For a 10-year-old kid to do that. But but like, if we're just going to accuse a grade school boy of doing it, then what happens there? Like, we've got nothing to pin on the assistant. She might have done it, but we've got nothing at the moment to actually suggest that. Like, at this point, we've got nothing to, like, at this point, we're not meant to know who it is. Like, this is our first case where we don't know who did it before it started, because even to the player, we haven't seen the flashback. So we're really just trying to work on who do we think is the most likely person. If we are trying to stall, like, our goal isn't to actually, like, it's not, we can't suggest someone who is obviously innocent. So we are trying to stall for time here. Which of these two options has the best chance of stalling for time? The person who is here, who we can argue with, who definitely had the ability to change it around, and currently is already shown to not like the person, or someone who is here, who everyone just has to constantly speculate on. This is a really tough decision. This is a really tough decision on who it could possibly be. My gut feeling wants to go with the security lady. Obviously, if I get it wrong, I can always just choose the other one. But I would like to get this perfect. I got the last thing perfect, and we're currently on a perfect streak so far, so I'd like to continue that trend. Not that it means anything, but... Like, this is, like, the game, it's interesting that, like, again, in terms of the mentality of this game, the mentality is that of a lawyer. Our mentality right now is to stall for time. So it's like, the game is literally asking you, go with your gut feeling, who do you think it is, / who do you think you can stall time for? When this isn't a multiple choice of choose the correct answer with the evidence you have. It is actually get into the mindset of what's your best push here. It's very interesting the way that this game does this. Like, again, the mentality of how you approach this is so wildly different to what I was expecting. And it's really interesting. Because your entire mindset is just... Again, it's lawyery. It's so lawyery. Like, your mindset isn't just, oh, you're in a courtroom, hard evidence is the only thing that matters. No, you're a defense attorney. Lawyer the fuck out of this situation. I'm very happy that this is the way the game's going for. Like, if I get this wrong here, I'm not gonna be angry at the game. This is Phoenix Wright playing by the fucking seat of his pants, trying to bluff his way through this. You're not meant to have a definitive answer. Like, the game has set up enough stuff that I am not meant to have a definitive answer here. So if I get it wrong, yeah, I can get it wrong. Like, the game's, like, storytelling-wise, I'm not meant to have a definitive answer. Security lady. Security lady. Wendy Oldbag. Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Because I was thinking it might have been the kid because it's too long. But if she knew about the injury, she could have faked it. Good thought process, Phoenix. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through, I didn't even think of this thing. I was thinking she had access to the data so she could have deleted other photos and stuff like that. Nice work, Phoenix. I didn't even think of this aspect, yeah. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury because the assistant wasn't there. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper!
Order! Order! Is this true, Old Bag?
Old Bag? That's Mrs. Old Bag to you!
This old bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. Where the fuck was like a director, a producer, other stagehands? I didn't think of that for sure. That works. I was going about it in a completely different mentality, but I'll fucking roll with it. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Okay, Judge, I know you're meant to be an idiot, but I think you can work out that she would have been faking it to pin it on someone else. Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Oh, it's funny to say that line knowing that Great Ace Attorney fucking exists. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump in with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? He's just thinking. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. Okay.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there and do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Give Granny a break or press further. I mean, we can't prove she did it. But if we press further, like, if we give her a break, then they're just gonna bounce back immediately. Press further. Implication, there's a Sherlock Holmes and a Sherlock Holmes in this universe. But they both exist. They both exist. The very same reason that makes Mr. Powers the suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
Because you were disappointed about his fall from grace. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings. I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler though, as you say. Second or third grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could beat my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure?
We don't even know who it is.
Oh, so to be nice to kids and meet your eldest day, whippersnapper.
I have proof. Phoenix, don't bluff that hard.
Proof?
Indeed? Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder?
The closest we have is this. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
Humph.
The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today.
Oh boy.
Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Shit.
Wait a second! I'm not gonna sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree! Me! I'm talking!
Really thought we were done. Really thought we were done. Oh, great. Self-depresses. The windbag wants to talk. I really thought we were done for the day. Oh my god. Fucking Christ.
This old bag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony for like the 3rd or 18th time?
Actually, if you must know, there is something I was told not to talk about.
I want the song as my ringtone. The way it hit very instantly there was very good. It absolutely caught me off guard. Never done with old bag of the Steel Samurai theme. It caught me so off guard to just hear her talk and that theme just hit you in the face. It caught me off guard. I will definitely say that. Told not to talk about? Not to talk about?
By whom?
Huh? I mean, it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk. Edgeworth is definitely acting very differently in this case compared to last time. He's acting differently than before. It's like he is shaken that we're the person who has actually beaten him ever. The only person who's ever beaten him. It's like he has lost some of the confidence he had in the last case because he knows that we can win. Like that we have the possibility to do so.
Well, testify.
I've come to a non-Yakuza stream. Sup, Joestar? Welcome. Welcome to this other game that totally doesn't take place in Japan and has nothing to do with Japan, so therefore is very, very different to Yakuza. Welcome. I do much more annoying voices in this compared to Yakuza, so I do apologize in advance when you're about to hear my voice for My Lips Were Steeled, the testimony by Windy Oldbag.
Global Studios wanted...
I'm just doing my Toad voice again.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Seen every game except for the most recent one to be released in the West. I know what to expect. But have you heard my voices for it, though? That's the question there. Have you heard what I voice for it?
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shun my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. I'm exhausted.
I'm just gonna... I've got no evidence for any of this. I just have to press on everything. So you were told not to talk.
That's right. By the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it.
That's pretty sus. What about them? Who were these people?
Well, the director and producer, for starters.
The director was there?
We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director?
I did point this out. Earlier. I'd like to say I pointed out how was no one else on the set other than 2 actors and a security guard.
Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
But it's dangerous down there because the tree had fallen over. The Studio 2, the tree had fallen over with the statue thing.
Well, if you look at the coin map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
Half where the monkey's head was fallen over. I knew someone decapitated that with 6 samurai skills.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I've already asked all my questions, but I haven't pressed every statement, I don't think. I haven't pressed everything. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
Oh, I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it.
A photo, nah, definitely that person. But the other people who were there who said, nah, nothing to do with it, nah, they're fine though.
And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
They bribed you. You got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Isn't there still more? You know, we haven't pressed everything. I'm still gonna press everything. So they were actually in the studio.
Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came.
Kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth almost. She really left him hanging on this one. She really fucked up. Them? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer for starters. You know, Direct, Tour, and Producer. That's their names.
We should have known something was oh. I think I already pressed this. I think I already pressed on that one. Take a break. I have nothing else, I don't think. We have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Does it count as a bribe if it fails? Legally, I mean? Like, she could keep the money if they actually arrested the people for bribing her? No, I'm pretty sure it still counts as a bribe because she didn't mention it to begin with, so it was still she was still obstructing justice for money. Just because she did it later doesn't mean she didn't do it beforehand. So, it's like if you steal something, but then put it back though, so it's fine. I don't think that's how it works. That being said, if there's one thing I have learned so far from Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Let's Play, is that I don't know fucking goddamn jack shit about the law, so don't take my word for it. As we stand here, there have not been questions. I hold that it's impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Mrs. Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. Edgeworth's just like, it wasn't even us that did it this time. It wasn't even us that, like, actually did it. It was just Oldbag was just hiding shit from everyone, and we just revealed it all over time. Pretty sure taking the money is enough. Might be a different specific crime, but still bad. But if she took the money then immediately went to the cops, would she be allowed to keep it? Probably not. If you took the money and then immediately went to the cops, you may not be arrested for a crime, but I doubt you'd be able to keep the money. That would probably still be a case of you're taking money for a crime. That's probably still somewhere against the law. Like, even if you immediately did it, probably not. Also, these are cops we're talking about, so they would take it anyways because civil asset forfeiture is how cops get a shitload of money. Like, most of their money. In fact, they take more money through civil asset forfeiture than just stealing and robbery as a whole do. So, there is that. At this point, everyone's done with Oldbag shit. You know, I imagine if Phoenix just went right now, Your Honor, prosecutor, can we all just agree collectively that it was Oldbag that did it, and we can just sentence her to be guilty? If he just openly asked that, I think everyone would be on board. If he just openly stated, can we do that? I think they'd both say yes.
I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Gavel. I've purchased my gavel, by the way. It's currently being shipped. It's been shipped. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, but I have purchased my gavel. Very, very important thing for my Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Let's Play. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really, it's nothing. Grin. Or should I say... We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone has to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. I mean, she obstructed justice and was a dick to everyone. I don't feel too bad. She put herself into a situation where she could possibly be accused. For real this time! We'll find out who did it. She doesn't win any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, Gauze. Sniff. To be continued. Oh boy! Yeah, this case is very different to the previous one so far. This case is very different to- I appreciate. Like, everything we've done so far has felt very different. I'm really appreciative of that. Like, the last one was, we very, did you click on the ladder? Yeah, we had the argument about step ladders. Yeah, I clicked on the ladder. Maya was going off at Phoenix for cultural values. And I made a porn joke, because of course I did. But, like, the first case was very tutorial-esque and stuff like that, fairly simple. The second case was, like, emotional and shit like that, going up against a massive, powerful CEO and the invincible prosecutor and stuff like that. Like, there was all of that going on. And all of the emotion for that, and it's just like, we know the motherfucker who did it, we just have to fucking pin it on them and find a way to get around how much power and bullshit they've got. Like, that was the last case. Where this one, it's like, shit, we actually have no fucking idea and we're actually investigating, trying to work it out. Like, so far, we're in case number 3 and they've all felt very different, even just in terms of just how you're going about it. It's very, very good is what I'm trying to say. Like, this game is really fun. This game is really fun. And again, I appreciate how different the mentality of this game is compared to, again, I'm like, I know people are probably sick of me always comparing this to Danganronpa, but people wanted me to play this because I finished Danganronpa, and also, obviously, out of everything that I've done so far, it's what it's the most comparable to. So I do apologize that I keep making that reference, or comparison, but I just think it's very apt to understand, like, where I'm coming into this from someone who played through all the Danganronpas as, like, playthroughs, and now I'm doing this. Of a case of just, like, that, like, Danganronpa's trials were very much about hard evidence, right? It was about hard evidence disproves other things that people said, or sometimes it was just someone thought something and you suggested something that disproved that, and they went, hey, yeah, that's right, actually, that is a very good point. Like, it was cooperative, but obviously people were trying to get, like, there wasn't strictly a force, like two forces opposing. It was a bunch of people collectively trying to work it out, and you just never knew who could possibly try to stop you or anything like that. And so a lot of that was very much just like work out raw evidence to try and do stuff. Some of the games had some elements of just trying to introduce elements of like bullshit your way through things to get other people to slip up and stuff like that. But like that, the mentality of that compared to this is so different. The mentality of this is be a fucking lawyer. Like, everything we were saying about Windbag, I had to think about it in a case of, like, especially at the end, where it's just like, we need to get this trial delayed another day. It was very much a case of, don't think about this in terms of what's actually true. Don't think about this in terms of what does the evidence actually suggest. Go about this in what will get us the most information and/or buy us the most time. And that is really fun. It's really fun to have to think about this in a completely different way to what I was expecting. The way you have to think about this game is not at all what I was expecting it to be, and that's really fun. And again, I think it's a big reason why at the start, like the first trial and the second case, I think it's a big reason of why I got so frustrated in that. Because I went into it without that mentality, but the game has now gotten me into that mentality where now I get it, right? Like, if there's tiny little inconsistencies, I'm now aware, no. We're not looking for tiny little inconsistencies to break through. We're trying to think of what will get us information, or make people slip up, or buy time. Like, the entire mentality of how you have to go about it has completely shifted. And I'm really happy that it's done that, because it now means that I've got to expect something completely different from this series. And go about, like, it's not just going to feel like, oh, I'm doing a slightly different themed Danganronpa. No, it's a completely different fucking experience. And I'm really, really happy that it's doing that. This game is fun. This game's fucking fun. I see why people wanted me to do this. I see why people wanted me to play through these games. These are fun. Like, if it stays like this the whole time, this is going to be a damn fucking good visual novel. Because, like, the the pacing, the characters, the intrigue, the mystery, the mentality of it, it is all very fun. And it all works together very well. It works together very well. The combination of seriousness, lighthearted, ridiculous, investigative. It's doing it all very well so far. Like it's all coming together as a really nice package from what we're seeing so far. Obviously, I don't know if that holds up for everything. It might get to a point where it starts to feel a bit samey, considering there is like 10 games in this series, but I don't know any of that yet. It could constantly reinvent itself in fresh, new, interesting ways for all of those 10 games. It could do that. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Gets even better in the trilogy. I mean, yeah, like, we are so early in this series. We're on case number 3 in the first game. Like, there is so much left. So, it makes me curious to see how far this game can push it in all of these different ways. Especially as I imagine stuff's going to expand in a lot of ways in future games. This is the first one they made, so new ideas and, like, ways of doing things and stuff will come into the future. But anyway, I am going to end it there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Next time, we will investigate more shit when it comes to whatever the fuck's going on here. Does this only have the original 4 trials, or has the 5th DLC trial as well? There's a 5th DLC trial. Do I need to download it? I'll be honest, I didn't even know there was, like, extra shit to download or any things were extra. I didn't even know. What? I have no idea. It's a Switch version. I'm playing it on the Switch. If I need to buy DLC, I'll do that, but I didn't know anything about this, no. It's gonna have to be a question someone else answers, because I got no idea. But anyway, I am out of here. Next time, we'll continue the Turnabout Samurai. So until then, this is version 2, signing out.